probably the core things to look at. So we've got 5 main stats. So we got health, attack, and defense. These are just linear, so if the enemy has 10 defense, our 18 attack means we do 8 damage. Our 19 block means if they've got 20 attack, we take 1 damage. Extra block beyond can still be useful because enemies often have a piercing attack, basically a normally unblockable attack, but if you have enough block, you can still have a chance to counter it, to parry it there. Speed determines who attacks first, so if you can just kill them before they can fight back, because you have a high enough speed, you won't take damage, of course. It also gives a small bonus to dodge and stealth chance. The last stat here is Clarity. That's kind of a catch-all that does a little bit of everything. So it gives you a little crit, it gives you a decent chunk of extra income, so you can see we're getting 75% more money per kill, so almost double from our Clarity. It heals you more from potions. So for example, this potion heals for a full 19, where normally, like without Clarity, it would only heal for 10. And it gives us some curse resistance. Sometimes when you gain stats or drink potions, they're cursed, so they have a chance of having a bad effect or a good effect. And the more curse resist you have, the less chance of a bad effect. This is crit chance, this is dodge, this is stealth. Kind of the core mechanic is that we have a ring of enemies and loot here that we're dealing with. At a baseline, you can move around the ring in either direction. You can interact with the 2 cards in front of you. So right now I could touch this, which would shuffle the dungeon, or I could drink this potion. Otherwise I can move left, I can move right. Some enemies do act whenever we act, so these ones with arrows you see here, these will move when we move. So if I take a step, all 3 of those will move towards me. And we've got a whole bunch of item slots at the bottom here. So items might just give you some basic stats. I guess none of these are technically only stats, but so most items give you some amount of stats and often have an additional effect. And the rarities are kind of a common distribution, like a gray is a common, blue is rare, purple epic, yellow legendary sort of rarity tiering there. We can also have a book and a scroll here. Scrolls are one-time use effects, so like this, for example, fully heals us. Books are repeatable effects that go on cooldown, and they basically they charge back up when you attack enough enemies. And they can be stuff like poison enemies or things like that, and neither of these take time, so like if I'm staring at an enemy that's about to kill me, I could use my heal scroll and still like attack or move afterwards or whatever. Ties and speed are handled randomly, and we can see like enemy stats as well, so they have like the same sort of stats we do there. That's how many souls we get when we kill them. At the top is what they're going to do. Most enemies are passive and they just kind of stand there, but this one actively moves towards me to attack me, so you can see that it's getting ready to attack me next turn. This is the piercing, so it's only doing 10 normal damage, which we easily block, but it also does 3 piercing. But since we have enough extra block, you can see in the bottom left with our health there, we have a 50% chance to parry its piercing damage there. And take none. It's got 15 attack, so it'll attack first. That's also indicated at the bottom here when we hover over it. So there, the like claw is highlighted instead of the dagger. So that shows who would attack first there. This symbol here means it's a ranged attacker, so they can spit at you from range. We've got an item that currently prevents ranged creatures from attacking you, but normally it would be able to attack us here. And that covers most of the basic kind of concepts and is hopefully enough to kind of follow. These kind of yellow items here are treasure there. The arrow up items here are scroll stats. They'll, or stat scrolls rather. They'll raise up, we'll normally have like a choice between 3 different stats of the main 5 stats that we can choose to boost up. And yeah, so like broadly, we're going through a series of kind of small dungeon floors, and every floor has one or more exits. So these little stone things here are exits on this level. The cards we can't see here are enemies that we don't know. So we just know that there's some enemy that's not like actively moving towards us or anything, but we won't know what type of enemy it is until we get up to it. I should cover the stealth mechanic as well. So stealth is when you try to move past an enemy, it basically you roll your stealth chance. If you succeed, you just get past it completely safely. If you miss your stealth chance, then it gets a free attack on you, basically. But you still move past it. So that's how stealthing past enemies works. And yeah, so we go through a series of dungeon floors, getting stronger, and trying to make it to the end to kill whatever boss sort of stuff lurks down there. Math with some RNG, exactly, Durzok, exactly. And for our current build, we're leaning heavily into this onion suit, which deals damage to a random creature when we attack, and the soul torch, which deals random damage to deals 2 damage to a random creature when we attack. So we've been kind of letting our speed fall below and focusing on building up a lot of defense, so we can just kind of attack stuff and have our damage kind of splashed around quite a bit. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. So basically attacking this, it attacks me back, and it's also doing its own action of attacking, so that's why there's 2 separate checks here. We've got plenty of healing and stuff. This is fine. We'll go ahead and just fight this and parry what we can. That time it's dead before it can do its personal attack. So we can see random damage hit this unit over here, so that's why we can see it now. We've got a big old explodey friend coming here. So this is somewhat common as well. There's a decent number of enemies that have death effects here. So this one, when it dies, it explodes. And these ones also move towards you, and when they get close to you, they'll prime to explode. So we'll attack this. This is now next to us. It's now going to try to move and self-destruct. This guy's still going to move towards us as well. So we're going to move to the left. Now it is primed to self-destruct, and we're going to now take another step to the left. It explodes, kills the other jerk, and we're clear. This would be more hazardous if this was spitting its ranged attacks the whole time at us, but we've got that covered with this item here. But there's definitely some amount of maneuvering around the dungeon to try to like set up items in the right spot so you can avoid explosions, things like that. So it's not always correct to take like treasure items as soon as you can, for example.